Hello, welcome to American Bakery in Germany. I'm Michelle, and today we're going to make a going away cake for my daughter's preschool. This is not for my daughter actually, she has another year. It's for the children who are going to school next year, and it's as a goodbye to one of her favorite teachers who is leaving the preschool, going to another one. Today's cake is going to be funfetti cake with buttercream, covered in buttercream, and decorated with rainbow colors. I'm going to use some of my old decorations from another cake, and I'm going to make some new ones for this one, because what do all children love? Color. So I'm excited about what we're doing today, so let's get started.
I assembled the cake directly on the bottom of my cake carrier to make it easier to transport. However, it's only just large enough to carry a cake this size. I fill the cake with a thin layer of buttercream and then crumb coat it with buttercream as well. Then I chill the cake for half an hour to let the buttercream set up. Then I frost the cake with more buttercream. I actually ran out of buttercream after frosting the top and had to make up a new batch to cover the side. I specifically left the corners with only a thin layer of buttercream to allow it to fit into the cake carrier. I also avoid decorations of any kind on the corners because they just won't fit in the case. I clean up the stray buttercream with a damp rag. In case you've never used a piping bag before, you start off by snipping off the end with a pair of scissors and put your piping tip into the bag. Then roll down the sides a bit and fill it with some buttercream. Roll the sides back up and twist them together to keep the buttercream from coming out the back. I'm using a star tip today and just pipe on dabs on the bottom of the cake, once again avoiding the corners. Just gently squeeze and release, squeeze and release. Then I make the same star piping around the top of the cake. If you're new to piping, a star tip is the way to go. It covers up the majority of mistakes and is easy to make beautiful despite of yourself. Then I roll out rainbow colors and cut out the letters to form the words Alles Gute, which means sort of halfway between farewell and congratulations. It's a general well wish, which works well in this case. I apologize for the plastic bag blocking the camera, I didn't notice it right away. I use a ruler to mark the buttercream slightly with 2 straight lines and begin at the center of my words to make sure they are placed in the middle of the cake. Then I begin placing the leftover decorations from another cake. These are decorations I made from butterfly cutouts, bow fondant press mold, star cutters, heart cutters, and tiny flower cutters cut out from all of the colors of the rainbow. These were made for a cake that I didn't end up making, but since fondant doesn't really go bad, it just dries out, they're still edible. To be sure, I tasted one and it was fine. In the end, I decided to use all of the leftover decorations I had. The overall effect was so colorful and the decorations so small it almost looked like sprinkles on the cake. It would be too much for a different occasion, but a group of 25-year-olds? It's perfect. I love how colorful the cake turned out. It's really fun and perfect for preschool-aged children. This is what it looks like when fondant goes bad. It just basically turns to stone and is impossible to cut even with a knife. At least I had another color of yellow to fall back on.